Let's now talk about the Indo-Pacific. In recent months, China has increased its military pressure on various targets in the region, from Taiwan to the Philippines in the South China Sea to Japan in the East China Sea. There have been numerous meetings and summits. The US and Japan have held talks with the Philippines. American lawmakers have traveled to Taiwan. The G7 has condemned Chinese aggression, all in a bid to contain Beijing. Today, Quad foreign ministers gathered in Tokyo. They vowed to keep the Indo-Pacific free and open. India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar was also present. He said, Quad is not a talk shop. It can deliver practical outcomes. Our next report tells you what all these efforts, these alliances, deals, drills and meetings have delivered so far.
Diplomatic meetings are often a dull affair. They typically follow a set pattern. Leaders greet each other with a handshake, flash polite smiles for the cameras, then disappear behind closed doors for talks. More often than not, that's where the show ends for the press. If there is an agreement, journalists get a statement in their inboxes. Otherwise, the details remain shrouded in secrecy, much like a secretive talk shop. The Quad, a group of the United States, Australia, Japan and India in particular, often faces this stereotype. But this year was different. Foreign ministers of the Quad met in Tokyo today. They wanted to make a statement.
This is not a talk shop, but a platform that generates practical outcomes.
That was S. Jaishankar, India's External Affairs Minister. Jaishankar, along with his Quad counterparts, tried to make all the right noises. They called out the Chinese aggression in the South China Sea. Beijing was labelled the greatest strategic challenge in the region. The Quad made a pledge as well. They planned to bolster maritime security in the Indo-Pacific. But China was quick to downplay these declarations.
The Quad, consisting of the US, Japan, India and Australia, have claimed to build a free and open Indo-Pacific, but what they have done was creating tension intentionally, inciting confrontation and containing the development of other countries, which completely goes against the trend in Asia-Pacific of seeking peace, development, cooperation and prosperity. This won't gain support for sure.
No one doubts the need for alliances like the Quad. They can be an effective counterforce in an increasingly volatile Indo-Pacific. But so far, China remains undeterred by them. Case in point, Taiwan. Taipei is hosting a large gathering of lawmakers this week. They have invited representatives from 35 countries. Politicians from Bolivia, Colombia, Slovakia, North Macedonia and Bosnia have also been invited. China is pressuring these lawmakers, trying to stop them from going to Taipei. And that's not all. In the East China Sea, China is challenging Japan. Earlier this year, the Chinese Coast Guard docked its ships in the region. They spent at least 158 days in the contested area, the longest recorded presence of Chinese ships. Tokyo is now seeking a more effective deterrent against China. Japan has turned to its biggest military ally, the United States.
The United States will upgrade the U.S. Forces Japan to a joint force headquarters with expanded missions and operational responsibilities. Now, this will be the most significant change to U.S. Forces Japan since its creation, and one of the strongest improvements in our military ties with Japan in 70 years.
The US and Japan are planning a new joint command. The details are still being finalized. But the plan is to grant greater operational authority to the US forces stationed in Japan.
Please have a seat.
Japan hosts over 50,000 American troops, but they currently take their orders from the US Indo-Pacific Command in Hawaii. The goal is to counter Chinese aggression by projecting a united military front. Other regional powers in the Indo-Pacific also dealing with the belligerent China will be closely watching, as America and Japan's actions could set a precedent for other regional alliances to follow.
Across continents, one powerful news source.
Bringing you diverse perspectives on the issues that matter.
We go beyond the boundaries to give you that little extra about every sporting moment.
So thank you for making Firstpost 5 million strong. We're counting on your support, and you can trust us to bring you the news unfiltered and unvarnished.
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree. One tree for humanity. One tree for Mother Earth. One tree for our future. Project One Tree, a News 18 network initiative.
Obviously today, the T20 World Cup bandwagon has moved across to the West Indies. What can we expect